Welcome to the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap, where we highlight a few of the storylines that occurred in sprint car racing over the weekend. Before we get to the racing, don't forget to check out Moose's LZ Bar and Grill for great food at a great price. You won't regret it. After watching Brad Sweet's first 52 races at Williams Grove Speedway, I was beginning to think the California driver had zero chance of sitting in victory lane at the historical oval. That wouldn't exactly hurt his legacy in my mind because he still has the World of Outlaw Championships, all the big wins at Knoxville, Eldora, and across the country. And also, every great athlete, whether it be Tom Brady, LeBron James, Michael Jordan, anybody has some kind of black mark on their resume that maybe people want to hang on to, but really don't mean anything. Well, on Saturday night, Brad Sweet erased that black mark by topping the field at the Grove to win the $20,000 Summer Nationals. What stuck out about this win is that Brad Sweet didn't start on the pole and lead 30 straight laps on a rubber down track or a fast track in which there was no passing. No, Brad passed Donnie Schatz, Sheldon Haudenschild, and then held off Danny Dietrich on a last lap to take the win. In victory lane afterward, Brad Sweet alluded to the fact that Casey Kane Racing built a car special for the Grove because Brad admittedly said his driving style does not suit the facility. I have to wonder why this wasn't done on race 30 or 40, but that's a story for another time and really is irrelevant at this point. What matters is that guys like David Gravel, Donnie Schatz, Carson Macedo seem to have lost their 6-race advantage over Sweet at a place that's plays huge in the World of Outlaw point chase, or could in future point chases. Now with that advantage gone, I'm anxious to see how Sweet performs in the National Open, and if he performs well there and continues his success at Williams Grove, this title chase is over because you're going to the Midwest where he's good and also the West Coast where he's good. And if he decides to run the Outlaws or continue to run the Outlaws in the future, if he's good at Williams Grove, it's going to be hard-pressed to beat this guy. We're going to shift away from the Outlaws, or at least the Outlaw portion of the World of Outlaws swing through Pennsylvania, and I have to give credit to the Pennsylvania Posse. Admittedly, I've been hard on the Posse the last 3 to 5 years because they've struggled against not only the World of Outlaws, but other invaders in the area. The Posse flipped the narrative this past week when they garnered 6 out of a possible 12 podiums in 3 World of Outlaw events at Port Royal and then Williams Grove Speedway. Anthony Macri and Danny Dietrich had a pair of podiums during the week. Brent Marks followed it up with a runner-up finish on Friday night. And Lance DeWeese won night 1 of the Summer Nationals on Friday as well. More impressive on Friday was the Posse swept the podium with DeWeese, Marks, and Macri securing the top 3 spots and really giving fans across the region something to cheer about finally in a podium sweep that feels like it's the first time that's happened since the Carter administration back in the late 70s. Before anyone thinks that I've flipped on my thoughts on the Posse, I still think there's a major problem as far as depth in the region. However, DeWeese, Dietrich, Macri, and Marks, they still have the speed and the capability to not only contend with the Outlaws, but beat the traveling band anytime they come to central Pennsylvania. Now we got to wait and see how a group of these guys, mainly Marks and Macri, fare at Knoxville and on the road with the All-Star Circuit champions. And then when the Outlaws come back through for the National Open. Shifting gears to the All-Star Circuit of Champions, Justin Peck has been garnering a lot of attention lately, and rightly so. He has 16 top 5s in central Pennsylvania, the biggest region in sprint car racing. And he also has an Ohio Speed Week title. He's been winning races. He's been slowly creeping up on Tyler Courtney in the point standings. However, this week, Courtney reminded us all that he is the top dog with the All-Star Circuit of Champions when he swept both events at Lake Ozark Speedway. Not only did he lead all 55 laps during the weekend, He won $18,000 and stretched his point lead to 100 markers over Peck and 166 over third place Cap Henry. I think sometimes we forget that drivers, championship drivers, go through peaks and valleys during a season. There are some exceptions. Steve Kinzer, Donnie Schatz, Doug Wolfgang, Mark Kinzer, they all had years where that didn't happen. It's few and far between, though. And Courtney has had a couple of these stumbles this year, but like any champion, he's come out of it, as evidenced by his performance at Lake Ozark Speedway. And when those stumbles happen, it tends to shift attention in another direction. Let's focus here. Courtney is still the All-Stars best driver. He's still leading the points, and good luck catching him by season's end. I'm here to tell you, I don't think they do it, and I think he defends last year's title and becomes a two-time All-Star titleist. That's going to wrap up this edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap. Stay tuned to SprintCarUnlimited.com for all your sprint car needs. We'll have plenty of coverage through the week, leading up through the month of money. And a yearly subscription is $35. 6 months is $30. 3 months is $18. And we'll be back next week with another edition of the Moose's LZ Bar and Grill Weekend Wrap.